welcome to episode 41 of Around the Kingdom, a Disney Magic Kingdoms podcast by a guy who likes to put the word battle in front of everything he possibly can. Coming to you from the Battle Dome, I am your host, Steve Squirrel, and returning to the show to make sure that I don't rename the show Battle Kingdom, let's welcome back Alison Valia.
Hi, everybody.
Thanks for coming back, Alison. We missed you. So glad you're here today. And thank you to each and every one of you for joining us this week as we explore the wonderful world of Disney Magic Kingdoms. Before we get started, I want to thank our Patreons, Carrie Schumann, Kathy Clausen, Honeybee, Kira, Tom Higgins, Patricia Baisden, and for helping us reach our new Patreon goal in July. A big welcome and thanks to Brianne Duke.
Yay!
Yay! We did it! We reached our goal for this month. So if you were paying attention last week when we said we wanted to hit our goal, there's going to be something coming up. We'll talk about that in a minute. But for August, we're going to set a goal to try to get 2 more new Patreons in the month of August. And if we do, we get 2 more new Patreons, then we will get a bonus show this month. And we'll try to figure it out. We'll talk to people. But my idea would be maybe to have a call-in show where the Patreons could call in via Skype or via somewhere. They could come on the show. They could talk to me. They can ask a question. We could just talk about random stuff in the game. Some sort of fun thing like that to be interactive for the Patreons and for everyone else to get some bonus content as well. So, if you want to join, if you want to join, this is how. If you don't know what Patreons are, it's a site where you can go and pledge a few bucks each month to help support the show. So if you're able to, and you want to help support the show, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/aroundthekingdom. There are other ways you could be more involved with the show also. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We have a very active Facebook group, and it's a great way to stay in touch with me and the community of the show. We also have a Discord channel where you can chat with me and others members of the community, so come join us. The links to everything will be in the show notes and can also be found on the show's main Facebook page. The Kingdom's always changing, so for reference, this show is being recorded on Wednesday, July 31st at around 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. All right, formalities out of the way. Let's move on into it. Alison.
Yes.
What's going on? How's your week in the kingdom been?
Week in the Kingdom has been very busy, especially because of this new battle virus thing, but we'll talk about that later. I feel like I'm never going to sleep. But this week was really exciting because I feel like I hit a major game milestone. I got the task to welcome Peter Pan early on in the week. Yay! So, I feel like I'm like, yes, I'm finally officially late game. This is a big milestone that I've been waiting to hit. So I'm about a third of the way done collecting for him. His drops have not been terrible. I have, I think, almost everybody to collect for him. I'm pretty sure that Shere Khan also collects for him, but I have waited on Shere Khan even though I can welcome him. He's just so much magic.
So much magic.
Yeah, so I've got him and I've got Bunny just kind of sitting waiting. I think Bunny takes priority because Shere Khan's a side quest. I don't know, but yeah. Yes.
So just to tell you how my thoughts on that. First of all, yeah. I'm on leveling on a budget mode right now. So I'm leveling the cheapest people in the world. I just sent Hans out for 24 hours for 6,000 magic, right?
Yeah.
So Shere Khan is ridiculously expensive, and I put him on the back burner behind other characters that were not side quests or side characters. Yeah. Even though he's technically, I think, a kingdom quest, he's not.
I don't know. I think he's a side quest. I've got Tia Dalma waiting in the wings too. She's ready to welcome. So
yeah. She's not so bad, but Shere Khan is ridiculous, and the only reason I wanted to focus on him was to get his tokens out of the platinum chest, which no longer matters.
Right. Hey, did it help you at all, to boost up, in your chest, those last few last few tokens out of there. Did that help at all? Or have you opened up all your platinum chests at this point?
Yes, I opened them all up and failed at every single
So it didn't
one of them.
matter.
No, didn't matter at all. If it was you, I would have every attraction in the game right now. But
Listen, it's my kids. They're I don't know. I get okay luck too, but
so what else? What else have you been up to?
so I welcomed Dewey.
Nice.
That just happened yesterday, so that was big. Just before the battle virus, is it battle virus? I don't know. Just before that mini event started, I did buy Toy Story Mania, and upgraded it so that it could drop me the virus tracker tokens.
Nice.
So I got that. With my tons of elixir from Merlin.
For the record, it's just called viruses. Okay.
Oh, viruses.
But we're putting battle in front of it. Okay.
Virus. You do have to battle them. I mean,
exactly. It's battle viruses.
And then I got Celia made a 10. So I just have one more Monsters Inc. character to level to 10, and I think it's Randall.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then that collection's totally done. And today I got Raja to 5.
Woo! That's a big one.
I'm doing like, especially during these like mini events and stuff when I don't want to be like having token conflicts or things like that. Sometimes I'll do like, if I have a collection that's not like collecting for anybody, then I might send like one character out. But then I do like to do some long leveling as well. Like I just got, I think Bashful, I couldn't level Bashful at all during the last tower challenge because one of his tokens conflicted with
Oh, right. Yeah,
so
yeah.
He was my last Snow White character that needed to level up to 9. Or like go from 9 to 10. So, or hold on, sorry. Level up to 9 so that I could start collecting for him to get to 10.
Right.
Everybody else is either 9 and ready for 10 or 10 on that collection. So he was just my last one I was waiting on, and I couldn't level him the entire event because of that. So I got him up over the last couple of days as well. So now I think I'm 2 ear hats away from. He was pretty fast to collect for, so I'm only like 2 ear hats away from having him.
Yeah, like, all of them are very fast to collect for.
Except for Grumpy. and the Evil Queen. They both were awful, but I did them first because I was terrified if they balanced them. What was his name? Prince Philip. He was such a pain in the butt because he took forever. You had to collect like 50 of each of his tokens now. So
yes.
I didn't want to repeat. I didn't want to repeat that again. So I'm like, I'm just gonna get the harder ones up the fastest. So yeah, everybody else was pretty easy at that point. So just doing tons of leveling, and then hey, I do know my lifetime visitors board. To wrap up my week.
Really? Someone came to the show prepared today. A lesson to everyone else who is going to be a guest on the show. Be prepared.
So I'm sub 150,000. I'm at 141,932 as of yesterday. So yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you had a really, really good eventful week.
Yeah, busy. I feel like I hit some major milestones, and yeah, it's been a good time. So yeah.
Cool. Very nice.
How about your week in the kingdom?
My week in the kingdom was fun. I had a good week. So I welcomed Dewey. So we both hit that at the same time. Was very excited to bring him into the kingdom. He took a little while, but didn't seem overly strenuous to work on him. He was kind of just more of a go with the flow kind of character, where you just kind of, you have the quest, your characters just get sent out and you're working on them. However, let's talk about Louis for a second. Have you gotten to the quest to welcome him yet?
I just finished. I haven't collected from it yet. But I just finished, like, as soon as you welcome Dewey, he has a 6-hour quest.
Right.
So he just got done with it, but I haven't, so I don't know what comes after that.
Yeah. So not much. And then you get to welcome Louis, and all his tokens are epic.
Oh, fun.
And they all are so the two characters, like Scrooge and one other character, have 4-hour tasks for him. But there's like an 8, a bunch of 12s, and there's 24-hour tasks. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
He's going to take a while. Yeah.
I find just getting their common tokens to be pretty hard too, because there's not very many characters who can collect. Even though the tasks are short, there's not many characters that can collect for it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And speaking of common tokens,
Mm-hmm.
having Cinderella
Yep.
during this event
Yep.
with a lot of common tokens to collect because you've been leveling all the Tremaines
Yeah.
sucks.
I know. I just leveled Anastasia and Drizella. So
Yes.
I've got conflicts with her all over the place.
I just finished getting out of conflict, and let me tell you what a huge difference it makes in collecting for the bots. Because you're getting the hardest token from her every hour.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that's the side note on that. But
Yeah.
so Louis will take a while. There's plenty going on, so hopefully it will just kind of
How much does he cost to welcome?
I don't know, probably like 550 million. No, that's
Your first workshop.
let's see, 70,000. Nothing.
Okay. That's not
Easy,
terrible.
cheap. But yeah, his cars and his ears are the worst. And also they can you don't want to send him out on the cars quest because there's virus, like the people that do that also be collecting it for the virus stuff. So.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so it's not a conflict, but it's the same people.
It's a choice. Yeah, exactly. It's a choice. So.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense.
All right, so that's what's going on in my main storyline. Everything else is just kind of what it is. For the building upgrades, though, I did get some building upgrades done. So I did get the Star Adventurer to level 2.
Okay.
So now I will collect Ducky and Bunny tokens from the Star
Nice.
Adventurer, and that's fantastic because they're
Cool.
both low level, so they'll just keep collecting for them. And I just recently, the other day, got Daisy's Diner to 3.
Nice.
So now I can collect Dewey's airplane tokens from Daisy's Diner.
Okay. Well, that's cool.
And since I just hit the milestone in the event, and I got more common blueprints, I now have a choice of something to level. So I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna talk more about that in a little bit. So
Okay.
so we'll talk about that in a little bit.
I have a couple of thoughts on that too. So good. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me just put a note here. Common blueprints. Let's talk about that. All right. So leveling. So I'm going to talk more about this too, because there's lots to talk about leveling. Because this is a very, very delicate balance, I think, in the way that I play Disney Magic Kingdoms, as far as leveling goes when an event is on the horizon. And the event is on the horizon, which we'll talk about in a little bit. Geez, we just keep saying that. There's a lot to talk about.
So many good things.
So I've been leveling my characters in a way that, you know what, I'm just going to talk about it in the next part, but I've been working on lots of different characters, and we'll talk about that in the tip of the week as I talk about leveling a little bit more. So that's it. My lifetime visitors board, I'm at 80,238, so I will break through to the other side of 80,000 next week. So, you know, we'll just keep going on with that. But all right, we have quite a few newcomer tips of the week this week that I want to talk about. They're not just newcomers. We can just call it the tips of the week because there's quite a bunch of stuff that I think is valuable to everybody. So, Alison, take it away.
Okay, so my tip of the week is make sure that your game is connected to Facebook. First of all, you want your game connected to Facebook because if ever you lose your progress, if you're connected to Facebook, it kind of prevents you from losing that progress. So if your game, it's kind of like a fail-safe in a way. However, I want to mention that sometimes mine, at least, and I've seen other people in the community have this issue as well, sometimes mine becomes disconnected, and I'm not entirely sure what causes that, what causes our games to be disconnected from Facebook. But what I do is I just go on there and periodically I'll just double check and I'll reconnect if I've been disconnected, because I don't want to lose my progress. Like, that would just be awful if you like log in and you're like,
awful. Awful is an understatement for what that would be.
You'd be devastated.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think that it's super important. I actually don't connect to Facebook. I connect to Game Center.
Oh, okay. Yep. That works.
which works. You know, if you're on an iOS device,
Yep.
Game Center's the same way. It does the same thing. It's just I just think it's a little bit smoother
Yeah.
as far as the way it goes, but both serve the same function, which is really what the important part is here.
Back
So
it up.
back it up. You do not want to lose your progress. You will cry a lot if you lose progress. And I mean, we're not talking like a day. We're talking like significant progress. So
Yeah.
you don't want that to happen. So, all right. So I have two things I want to talk about. And Allison, that's great. So if you're out there and you're not connected, make sure you connect to Facebook. Make sure you're backing your game up. All right. So two things I want to talk about. So I want to talk about the transitioning into an event. So we know that we have an event coming. Some people everyone has different strategies for how they handle events, but mine is a conservative one because I want the best possible chance to complete the event. Who doesn't?
Yep.
So what I do is I try my hardest to have no one collecting tokens at the beginning of the event. The reason I do that is because I do not want token conflicts. And you all know what token conflicts are for people who don't. Real quick, it's just that if you send a character out on a task, activity, quest, whatever you want to call it, when they collect the item, it can have more than one choice. So if you're trying to collect an event token, you don't want it to have to choose between two different tokens. So we know that there's a live stream Friday. Okay, live stream Friday typically means Tuesday patch, Wednesday or Thursday we're getting the update. Okay, so as of right now we have about a week before we can expect to see the new content. So at this point, I think it's important for you to strategize and think about who you're going to level and how long it's going to take you to complete level collecting for that character, including common tokens. So what I would do is, for me, at this point, like I have Christopher Robin and Cricky, characters, Dumbo, characters like that are ready to level, but they are legendary tokens. And I don't want those to just be hanging out there if I don't collect them.
Right.
Even ones that are more difficult, like let's say Dr. Facilier, he has epic items, right? So in a week, it might be cutting it close for, collecting all of his tokens, especially when he's going to a higher level, like 7, 8, 9. So right now, the characters that I'm leveling are characters that are easy tokens to collect for. Uncommons, rares, and typically, if I can, ones that haven't been balanced yet. So, again, like in the Snow Whites, Mulan, different categories of things that haven't been balanced. We have a whole list of those out there, but it's very obvious if they haven't been balanced yet. And so that I feel confident that in a week from now, I will be done collecting for that character to get them to that level, the next level. So what I do is I do that for a few days. So I'll be doing that probably, and I'll do it until the point where I feel like I can't safely level someone and feel confident that I'm going to be able to collect for them before the event starts.
Right.
So what I do then is I start sending people out for 24 hours. So this way, there's no token conflicts that you're creating by them. So you'll send someone out, let's say Monday for 24 hours, and then, or Sunday, whenever you feel safe, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, those days. And while you're sending these people out for 24 hours, which you need to do anyway, right? You need to send these people out for 24 hours, and people are always saying, when am I going to find the time to level someone for a whole day? This is the time. Because then all your other characters can collect the tokens that they're still working on, and you're not adding new tokens into the pool.
Yeah.
So that when you start the event, you start with a pretty clean slate, and that's going to give you the best opportunity to get the most EC and tokens without conflict.
Yeah.
So that's my strategy. Alison, what do you think about that strategy?
I think it's a great strategy. And honestly, as you were talking, I was thinking it's such a win-win type strategy too, because, typically what I like to do, especially because I don't have every character yet, I just started playing almost a year ago. I'm almost coming up on my 1 year DMK anniversary here, but I missed a lot of events. So I've been slowly building up my collection. And what I like to do is both for main storyline and event collection, as far as it pertains to tower challenges, um I like to have two at I like to at least have one level 10 in each collection,
Yes.
and then two ideally, because um now they switched it up on us this last time, because they used the premiums from those events as the what is it, the featured character from each collection.
Yes.
But they used to do the first character from each collection was the featured character. So typically with that first character, and I don't know that they'll do that again, they might they could do whatever they want, honestly, but they like to switch it up and keep us guessing. And if you filled out the brain locked survey that you talked about, I think last week on the show, which I also did, they asked our opinions about that too. So I'm not sure what they'll decide to do moving forward, but as you level up that first character, usually they're the ones that have the common and uncommon tokens, because
Right.
they're typically the easiest to collect for. So you're able to kind of level out. You could do both at the same time. You could level one, like Cena, for instance, from Moana. You could level her, and then also, who is it? Grandma Tala is the if you had her ready for 10, which I don't know who does, but if you had her ready for 10, then she's your first premium, right? She was the first premium of that collection, yeah? Pretty sure
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So if you leveled her to 10 at the same time, you know what I'm saying? So like, it's a win-win. You could do two people from the same collection because you're only really collecting for one.
Right.
And then I feel like that just gives you so much of a better odds to tackle things like tower challenges when you do,
Yeah,
I like it. Strategy.
Yeah, so that's my advice. Obviously, if you want to talk about it, you have your own strategies. Join us on our social media. Make a post on Facebook. Let's talk strategy. I think that's a really good topic to talk about. A lot of people, I love the posts in our group about, oh, look what I just got, or look what I did. But let's have some real conversations about strategies and different things like that. That's good stuff. That's the real meat and bones of a community. So
Oh yeah,
I'd love to hear about it. All right, and then here's another thing that I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to bring up a feature report in here right now. So I'll just do it real quick. Feature report. So it's the common blueprints, right? They're hard to get. They're not easy to come by. They take a while, right? If you do, we know that there's going to be more buildings to be enchanted. They've made it very clear that eventually everything's going to get rolled out to be enchantable. Right now, they just started with a small select subgroup of buildings to not overwhelm us. So if you don't have things,
I feel like it is. It is kind of overwhelming.
It is.
So many buildings. Like
yes. Look at this madness. Hold on. Let me for the people watching here. Look at this madness that's going on right here. Okay? There are just little Mickeys everywhere. They're like, enchant me! Enchant me! So here's the thing. For feature report, I think that you should be able to toggle on and off those things up there, because if you don't want to do something, I mean, when you're just clicking magic, I mean, those things, they look like magic. It really, you really need to be able to toggle on and off those things. That's a must. That's not even like, I think a feature should be in the game. Like, this is like something that needs to happen. Yeah. You need to be able to toggle off. And the reason I say that is because if you're someone who's been playing a while, okay, and that's why it's not so much newcomer, but if you've been playing a while, and you don't need Mickey's Fun Wheel to be at level 5 or even at level 1, okay?
Right.
Don't waste your common blueprints on it, right? Because if you just like, all right, well, I have the blueprints and I see this thing that just keeps saying enchant me, enchant me, enchant me, and you enchant it, then when the next set of stuff comes out, it might be some awesome stuff that you're like, I really need this stuff. and you're like, now I'm stuck and I don't have common blueprints. So hoard those blueprints, right? You shouldn't spend them on things that you don't need to spend them on, right? Like,
Agreed.
don't waste them. So that's my suggestion, because I'm going to put.
I feel like even if it wasn't like a bubble, like if they just outlined the floor of the building in like green or something to let you know it's good to level, like that would be less irritating. I feel like it's the bubbles, man, because everything that's got a bubble, you always want to like
tap.
Yeah, and you can't. Then it opens up that stinking menu in your face. You're
right.
like,
and you're used to tapping on buildings multiple times, right? You're complete a quest, clear the magic from the building.
Yeah. And
then you still see a bubble. So you just kind of tap until like the white goes away.
Yeah.
And then, so it's frustrating.
Is the lowest required tokens for enchanting too, so that's going to be the one that always pops up first if you don't want to, if you're holding off on enchanting it. So you
have two options: be annoyed by it, or literally enchant everything just to get it out of the way.
Get it out of your way. Yeah.
And then it's just.
I've been this close to doing.
But it just comes back anyway when you start to get the uncommon ones. You know what I mean? Like. So it never is going to go away. You need to
enchant it. You either enchant it all the way up to get it out of your way.
Disney Magic Kingdoms needs to come up with a toggle to turn that off. It needs to happen. Mm-hmm. So.
Yep.
All right. How long have we been? My God, we're half an hour into the show and we haven't even started. All right. We need to get moving with the show here. Sorry, everyone who's been listening to us ramble. I feel like we've had good stuff to talk about here. All right. Let's move on. We're going to go into show news. So we reached our July goal for new Patreons, and I could not be happier. As promised, we will be having a contest. So I said if we got one more Patreon, we had one, and we got one more, we had a total of 2 for the month. We were going to be having a contest, and we'd be giving away a gift card. The gift card will be to the platform of your choice. So if you play on iOS, we'll give you an Apple gift card, Android, whatever you play on. And probably be a $10 gift card. And we're going to be having a contest. It's going to start in early August. So stay tuned. Join our social media or our Twitter and all that stuff, and we'll let you know when the contest is beginning. In the meantime, go bust out your crayons and start practicing with your crayons, because you might need them. All right. All right. Into the game news. One thing that was mentioned during the last live stream was that buildings would continue to drop tokens for characters until they had reached their max level, similar to how they've changed the chests to do a while back. So for people that are just tuning in, if you opened up bronze chests and you had a character that was already ready at that level and couldn't collect tokens from activities, you could still get their tokens from chests, unless they were at max level. So now tokens they said that buildings would continue to drop tokens for characters, even if the character was already at collected enough until they were at max level again. But people had noticed that a lot of the attractions weren't dropping tokens like they normally did. And then after a little bit of sleuthing, we realized it was just attractions that were enchanted that continued to drop tokens until a character was maxed out. So I was able to get confirmation on this, and it is confirmed that only attractions that are enchanted have the ability to keep dropping tokens until a character is maxed out, not the unenchanted ones. So that is the answer to that. So I guess one benefit to enchanting something would be that it continues to drop tokens, but if you have nothing that you need from it, then there's still no benefit. But
right.
Again, so that's another reason why saving your blueprints might be something valuable. But yeah. Anyway, so that's just an FYI for some news that we had. All right, as Alison mentioned before, and we'll say it again. Are you a member of Brainloft? This is Gameloft's survey program that asks you about events and things pertaining to Disney Magic Kingdoms. A new survey just came out, and it asked everyone about their opinions on the Lion King Tower Challenge. They were asking a lot of different, really relevant information on different aspects of the challenge versus other tower challenges. Things you liked. Did you like that there were 3 characters? Things you didn't like. And it was really good questions. So they really want to get community feedback. So continue to, so they can keep doing the things that we like, and maybe not do things we don't like very much. And if you complete the survey, you have a chance to win in-game prizes or real-life prizes, like they had like a whole swag bag that you could win. I want to win. So anyway, check it out. Doesn't cost nothing, and it's good stuff to do. You did Brainloft, right? You just got the survey?
Yeah, I did. And I like that they email it too, because just in case you don't see it pop up right away,
Yeah, no, the email is the best way to do it.
Yeah, it doesn't go away, so that's nice. I like it because it makes me feel like I'm a part of, even if it's my opinion on what I liked or didn't like, and so yeah, I like it. It's a good way, I think, to make your community feel included.
Yes. All right, cool. Well, so here we go. We all thought that we would get some teasers for a new event. Like a new event's got to be happening sometime soon, right? So that we did. We got some. We got some teasers. They pulled the trigger quick. We didn't think that they were going to come as quickly and as fast as they did, but oh boy, they came fast. So, yeah. First thing that happened is that the likes campaign happened on Instagram. They posted a picture on Instagram and said, we need 20,000 likes and we'll unlock the picture behind there. And it had a very familiar underwater theme to it.
Yeah.
Especially considering the Little Mermaid's already in the game. We were able to rule that one out. And then, alongside of that, so we had 2 campaigns going on at once. We had the random pieces of stained glass pop up in our games that needed to be combined. The community was very quickly on it. There was lots of Photoshop and all sorts of stuff happening from people. And we were they were very quickly able to get the puzzle solved. And we've got Finding Nemo and Finding Dory coming to the kingdom. We have an upcoming live stream this Friday, so make sure you tune in to that, to the official Disney Magic Kingdom Facebook page. And of course, check out our Facebook page, group, Discord, everything, as we'll be talking about all the hype. We don't have any more information than that so far, so stay tuned. Alison!
Yes.
What do you think?
I am really excited. I have particular characters that I really want in my park, so I hope that they're included. I'd like a shark in my park. It's Shark Week this week, and it's one of my favorite weeks of the year. I'm terrified of, I think if I was ever in the water, I'm going to the beach this weekend too, so I feel like if I was ever in the water and I saw a shark, I think my heart would just pop. But I'm also fascinated by them, so I definitely want Bruce in my kingdom. Hank, I loved Hank. He's so fun, and he would be such a cool, the septopus in your kingdom. Just so cool, So obviously, the main characters, Dory, Nemo, Merlin, they got to be in there. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm interested too to see how they're going to present them. We have Little Mermaid characters, but we have a lot of land walking characters in that set as well. So, and Ariel obviously can be in her mermaid form or human, I guess, form. So with legs. So yeah, I'm not sure exactly how they'll do it. Somebody thinks, somewhere I read, somebody thought maybe they would open up all that water land up in the center of the kingdom, and that could be very cool if they did that. But I don't think anything's really connected to it yet, so I don't know how likely it is.
We are due for some land.
We are overdue.
We are due for some land.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm not one of these like give me land every update kind of people, but we're due for some land, big time.
I wish they'd, and people have said this so many times, and I don't, I'm not very tech savvy and game design savvy. Like, if our land could just be like rounded out, and maybe our attractions like shrunk down a little bit, that could save the land issue. But I guess it's more about all of the animations, right?
Well, they say it's about the animations, but the reason that the parks aren't square is
Mm-hmm.
one, because that would look lame, right? And two, because when it comes down to it, I think the designers of this game don't want everyone to be able to put everything out.
Yeah, I think
Because
you're right.
because they don't want people to just look at some awesome builder like Daniel or Michael and just copy their park, and then everyone has the same park, right?
Yeah.
This is a park building, like a theme park building game,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
A lot of people forget that this is a theme park building game. So part of the fun of this and part of the lure to this is supposed to be build your own theme park,
Yeah.
right? And so that's what keeps it different. So by doing that, they kind of force people to kind of
decide
and make decisions and do the little game.
Yeah.
I look like I'm voguing right now, but I'm doing like the turning pieces game around my head. Okay, so that's why I think that. All right, enough of that.
Yeah.
So super excited. Finding Nemo. Who knows if they'll put the Finding Dory characters in? I'd like to see the octopus that poops the ink every time that she gets
Pearl.
scared. Pearl.
Yeah.
I forget the names. I gotta rewatch the movie again. Yeah. All right. So we're really running late on time, so we're gonna do this real quick. What were your thoughts on the tower challenge? Wrap it up in 30 seconds or less.
Tower challenge was really good. I had lots of fun. They're always kind of stressful, but I felt like this one truly there was something for everyone, no matter what stage of the game you were in. I really felt like you could walk away with at least something. So, thumbs up. I liked it. I felt like pricing was a bit off on some of them, but I think that was to kind of give different levels something to work for.
Okay. What about 3 characters? You like that?
Yeah, I did. I liked it.
Okay.
Good. I liked that the side quests really counted for something other than currency. Yeah,
yes.
That's cool.
Totally agree. Couldn't agree more. Love the side quests. Love that you could basically, if you had the collection, you got a character basically for free. Yeah. I love that they did a whole thematic thing around one set as opposed to 3 different sets. Yeah. I love that
like you're talking about in each chapter.
Yes.
Like, I loved that. It felt like so much more of a celebration of that cast.
Yes. And in the same respect also, it's for newer players, and I've said this before, so I won't harp on it, but it sucks to get like one character of each set and they can't do anything.
Yeah.
They're stuck at level 1 and you can't level them, you can't do anything. It's nice that you're getting multiple characters from a collection if you can work toward it, or at least, 2. So I just liked it. I think it was really well done. Like I said last week, they set the bar high for future tower challenges.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I felt like it was the best one I've done. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. So let's go into the event of the week. And the event of the week is what we thought it was going to be, but a little bit different. Well, we all guessed it. Battle bots. But they were infected and taken over by battle viruses. Or is it viri? Or battle viri? Or both? Or battle stuff. I just like saying battle. But the top 100 people on the leaderboard get the battle money bin attraction, or just the money bin attraction. And along with it, some really nice scrolls. As well. Or not scrolls, but blueprints, I should say.
Yep.
They look like scrolls to me, so that's what I call them. There is a long list of characters who can collect both sets of tokens, including what we also speculated about the Toy Story Mania attraction needing to be at level 1 to drop the virus scanner tokens. So that being at 1 does help. But let's talk about the event. So the virus scanner, they're not the ones that you're having a problem with. I mean,
No.
they are abundant. So talk about the rarity, Alison. Tell us a little bit more about this event.
And so we've got, the rarity of these two tokens. You've got the virus tracker and the virus chip, I think. They're either common or uncommon. Like one is common, the other one's uncommon. I think the tracker is the uncommon one, and the virus chip is common,
Yes.
which is really different than what we've seen in the past with other like BattleBot type events. There was one semi recently that we did where I remember you got so mad because you were like, these are like rare, or like they're not even dropping like they're rare. They were so hard to come by. There wasn't any feasible way for the average player to even like score on that leaderboard. This one I feel like is a bit more fair because I was shocked with how many characters could collect these tokens. The whole Wreck-It Ralph cast collects. So if you have them, you're probably in a really good spot. But then you've got a lot of Toy Story that can collect for them too, and Mickey, Goofy, I think also help. So yeah, I mean, I think that I feel like the leaderboards are really competitive, which obviously for a building like this, it's helpful for a brand new collection. So that's not unexpected. But yeah, I think that I was surprised with both the rarity of the tokens and the amount of people who can collect for them, because it seems actually doable. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, absolutely. So the first one that you're talking about, the original BattleBots that started this whole thing, that actually wasn't even a leaderboard event. That was just, you had to collect.
Oh, that's right.
You had to collect. I think it was 45 BattleBots you had to defeat to get the Animation Academy.
Yeah, that's right.
And they were rares, but they were dropping like legendaries.
Mm-hmm.
The commons and uncommons, they're dropping like, I think maybe I've missed 3 the whole event. And I remember being like, oh, he didn't drop a token? Just being like completely, it was like Ralph. He just came off his 6-hour quest, and I'm like, huh? But I mean, most of the time I'm just leaving characters like sitting there in limbo because I have too many virus scanners.
Yeah.
It's the other ones, especially because Cinderella was stuck with the token conflict. It's the chips or whatever they are that are hard ones to acquire.
Yeah. Wait, you know what I realized too? There's not a premium to battle. There's no premiums. Usually, like we were talking about Lady Tremaine the other week, right? Usually somebody like her or Captain Hook or whatever, they have on the group of 3, there's usually one of them is a premium character. And there's not.
Ralph is the battler.
Right. You got Ralph, and then you've got Bo Peep. She's the one I keep sending out.
Yeah, she's the one I send out too. Yep.
Yeah, she's not doing anything else except for bad, because I want her to always be free. There's a newcomer tip for you.
Yeah. She just let her collect the token balls for 3 minutes.
Yeah. I have done that. And then who's the other one? Goofy in his pirate costume, right?
Yep. Oh, Goofy in any costume, because I have him in Easter costume.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You have him in his Easter costume?
Yeah.
Mine's been in pirate.
He looks awesome in his Easter costume.
Well, you know what? I think I got Daisy Duck in her Easter costume too.
Yeah.
It's her only one. She looks very fancy.
Yeah. So yeah, so it's very. I mean, it is what it is. Here's what I'll say: these boards are competitive. They're very competitive. I'm waking, like when I'm tossing and turning at night a little bit, like, and I've been sleeping the nights through now. Like I'm making myself kind of roll over and collect. Mm-hmm. Which sucks. I mean, just to stay competitive, I have to. I was able to kind of postpone it. Here's a newcomer tip of the week for you too. When you collect and you send a character out like Bo Peep to battle the virus, okay, it doesn't count till you click the complete the quest button.
Yep.
So I had Bo Peep and Ralph both sitting there ready to collect, and I was able to collect enough stuff to be fully stocked, so that I collected with them. Then it was immediately able to go out and collect again. So I started with 4 very quickly.
Right.
But I waited till that night. It was like the night of, I guess it was Monday night. So I got on a better board. People are staying on a better board, but it's still very competitive.
Yeah.
But I really feel like the leaderboard needs to be revamped. And I think that the way it needs to be
Do you feel like they've changed?
No. I don't feel like anything's changed.
Okay.
But what I think should happen is I think that rather than just throwing you on a board based on the time when you got on and just saying, okay, there's 5,000 slots on this board. When 5,000 people enter this board, then we'll start a new board, which is how I think it's done. I have no idea. I'm not a developer, and they probably would never tell this information anyway. But I feel like that people should be grouped based upon
level
criteria, whether it's level, number of attractions owned, number of characters owned, those, I think these things, or even like if they take the premium characters, so like this is Wreck-It Ralph, right? So it's some sort of formula of number of characters owned plus number of Wreck-It Ralph characters owned, like, so to put people on the same even playing ground.
Yeah.
Right? Because just because you've been playing for like 3 months, you should be playing against people who've been playing for like 3 months or play as much as you, not against people like me, because it's just not fair.
Yeah.
They deserve a shot at the leaderboard also. So I don't know. I think things need to change for leaderboards. That's my opinion.
I think so. And it's the weirdest thing because leaderboard events are literally the only thing in the game where we're competing against one another. There's no other aspect of the game, I don't believe, that we do. So it's, I don't know. It always is very frustrating when like you just enter a leaderboard and you collected one of whatever it is and you're already down to like 3,000. You're like, really? How am I gonna possibly? Because it makes you feel like you can't possibly catch up.
Yeah.
You don't even have a fighting shot, even if everything went well for you throughout the rest of the thing. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, no, I get it. I mean, listen, I love these events. I don't get me wrong. I love leaderboard events because they make you compete against other people. It's the only PvP type of stuff you have in this game, so it's very enjoyable. So I'm not trying to knock the whole system. What I'm saying is I think it would be cool if they could just kind of make it so that people are competing against people at the same level.
Yeah, I agree.
But anyway, the money bin attraction looks awesome, which is why I'm waking up in the middle of the night.
I need some tokens, so that's why I'm waking up.
We have no idea what it's going to drop. We have no information. The Chinese hackers are not on top of things. So we don't know if
it does drop the common ones, I think, because it's one of the options. Because I only had like 2 characters, I think, that can collect those little common. I mean, until I welcomed, like Dewey now can collect them, I guess. But the little money things, Donald and Huey, I think, are my only 2 that.
It probably will, but we don't know what tokens it will collect. We don't know. Will it be enchantable? Is it going to be something that you only get common tokens from and then you have to enchant? I mean, there's a lot of mystery around what is in the bin. It's like they should call it the money vault. Yeah. Because we don't know what's in it. We need to crack the code. So we'll find out on Friday. Friday's when the event ends. The interesting thing is it started a little late. They decided to mess with people a little bit. Normally, these events happen at rope drop. Did not happen. Rope drop's 11 a.m. Eastern. I don't think it started till about 3 or 4 p.m. Eastern time.
Because I'm collecting for longer. Like I'm doing a lot of like long collection things. So between happiness and the event starting, I was like, what a mess. Like I had to wait for a couple of my characters to come back from whatever they were doing because otherwise it'd be gemming all over the place trying to get my character.
They definitely threw a curveball, which I think is kind of funny and kind of cool. Yeah. Keeps people on their toes for sure.
It only makes me very paranoid.
Okay. All right. So that's the event of the week. Anything else you want to talk about before we move on?
I don't think so. I think that pretty much covers everything. No. so far.
All right. Well, the battle event of the week, that is it. If you want to send us any information about how you're battling, you can send out your battle stuff to Twitter at ATK Podcast or ATK Battle. Will be or Facebook.com/battle ATK Podcast. No, I just love putting the word battle in things. That's what I'm doing today. All battle. All right, let's go on to a more positive note.
Yay!
Something really uplifting. The Disney Dad Joke of the Week!
Yay! My favorite part!
This is a really uplifting one. You ready?
Yep.
Why didn't Anna and Elsa's parents teach them the whole alphabet?
Why, Steve?
Because they got lost at sea.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh.
That's a sad one.
Yeah, that was a sad one.
Morbid joke.
Yeah, not so uplifting.
Right. Yeah. Thanks for that. Write it down.
All right. Okay. So let's move on. Is it worth it?
Is it worth it?
All right. Well, in case you didn't know, sometimes people on the show want to know if things are worth it when they're on the show. So I asked Alison to pick out this week's attraction, and it is the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. The Magic Carpets of Aladdin is an attraction released with the Incredibles event that was on the 15th of June, 2016. Wow, over 3 years ago. The Magic Carpets of Aladdin is a ride in the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World. It's based on the 1992 film Aladdin, not the 2019 film Aladdin. The story continues at the park as the lovable genie in a fit of flight and fancy, and has to conjure up an entire fleet of magic carpets, 16 in all, for adventure-seeking guests to experience on this attraction. Riders sit in the front rows. The riders in the front row control how high their carpets fly, and the ride lasts about 90 seconds. So that is the ride. It's a fun one. Not super thrill-seeking, but it is fun. Kind of like Dumbo. So in the game, it can be purchased for 7,500 elixir, which used to be something considerable. Now it's like 3 concession stands.
Yeah, but it's still like the cheapest.
Yeah,
right?
that's it. It's 3 concession stands to purchase for people. Yeah. The interesting fun trivia fact is that the purchase cost started at 45,000 magic to buy this, and then it changed to 7,500 elixir with the Easter Earth Day update on the 12th of April, 2017. So what else does this event do? Does this attraction do? So it gives you a chance to collect Jafar's ears or staff. Jafar's tokens are epic, so it gives you epic drops. So that's nice. The collect time is 12 hours, so it is a long collect time, but you can grab 2 a day. So you have 2 shots to grab an extra token, and his are epic. It also, if you have the Sultan has an activity called, he has to be level 6, and it's called Ride Remarkable Devices, which requires this attraction. It's a 6-hour quest, and it can give you, looks like...
Oh, that's a Ducky token.
A Ducky token, a Boo token, a Yago token,
Yep.
and a Jafar staff token. So he drops really good things from this task, but you have to have this attraction. So it's another incentive to get it. The size is 14 by 14, so it's a pretty medium to large size attraction. So it's not something tiny that's going to fit in a corner. And it is not, as of this point, enchantable yet. So that is the information on the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. What do you guys think about this event or this attraction? What do you think, Alison? Did you purchase it after I
haven't purchased it yet because I need to figure out what I'm gonna put in storage so that I can purchase it. But I think after looking over all the things that it does, it's more than worth it. I mean, 7,500 elixirs is, like you said, almost nothing now, which is fantastic. And to have those epic drops, I love that. Side note, I also love that Sultan can collect for Ducky. I think that's awesome. And not only does the attraction drop his staffs by itself, but it does look like Sultan can get a chance to collect the staffs as well for 6 hours. So you've got how many opportunities there, between the two of them, if you have them both, to collect Jafar staffs. So yeah, I think it's more than worth it.
Yeah. So 7,500 elixir used to be a lot of elixir.
Yeah.
And I would have said a little while ago, maybe hold off if there was something bigger you wanted, like jumping jellyfish. I would say save your elixir, get jumping jellyfish. Again, this is a very, at what point of the game are you at? I think if you have Jafar, I think that this is a no-brainer. I think that it's 70.
And he's a low level.
Yeah.
Too.
So the way that they've changed this, the game is that elixir, I mean, is just so abundant right now.
Mm-hmm.
That I think 7,500 is probably a pretty easy number for people to swallow.
Yeah.
If you need Jafar ears of staff, if you want some extra bunny tokens, Ducky, Yago, Abu, and you have the Sultan, I think this is a pretty good attraction to get. I think it's easy. I think it's fun to look at. It's visually really cool. So I like it. So is it worth?
I think by itself, I feel like in order to really make it worth it for you, you want to have Sultan. If you don't have Sultan, I don't know that it would be as worth it. You know what I mean? And it entirely depends on whether or not you have Jafar too, right?
Yes.
So just by itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you have Jafar, this is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
But yeah, is it worth it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yes, I say yes. Click the button, Allison. Click the button.
Okay. I will get it after the show is over. I will document it and send it to the group.
Take a video, publish it in the group. Make sure you have a space to put it down.
Just keep me accountable, you guys.
We will. I will. I know I will. All right. Moving on. All right. So here we go. Feature report. Feature report. Feature report.
We butcher that every time.
Feature report is a segment where we talk about ideas or features we'd like to see implemented into the game. All right, so we'll start off here. The first one is from Starmaster. Starmaster in our Discord channel said, I think when you get a new item, that it should be moved to the front of storage instead of having to scroll through the whole item list until we find it. Alison, thoughts?
Agreed. It's very annoying.
Yes, I totally agree. I can't stand when I get a new thing and the little exclamation point is there, and I have to scroll through. Sometimes I pass it, have to go in. Sometimes with a collection, it's kind of annoying. I think that what should happen is that it goes to the front of the line while it has the exclamation point on it, saying it's new.
Yeah.
Then when you tap it and you look at it, then when the next time you go in, it's in its usual spot. But if it's considered new, I think it should be on the front. I think that's a fantastic idea. All right, the next one is from Elliot. Elliot says, what if there was a built-in timer into the game that you could set for 2 or 4 hours and it would alert you on the device? It might be helpful for people who want to keep it up with their game. So what I'll say is I think timers are a fantastic idea. I feel like while in Disney Magic Kingdom itself, like not like a let's click the button and have for a 2-hour timer, but if you want a 4-hour timer, here's the easiest way to do it. Go into your notifications in Disney Magic Kingdoms, and you can set all sorts of different ways for your game to notify you, and have it notify you when Merlin's cooldown is over.
Yeah.
Because that's 4 hours, right? You go in, you cast his spell, he collects his magic, he collects all his stuff, and then 4 hours later, when it's ready, you have that. So that's a 4-hour timer, if you think about it that way. And then there's, I think that every time a task is complete is like excessive, like you don't want that. But there are other different timers and things, not timers, but notifications that you can put on there. Like, okay, here's another one. The parade, right? The parade is on a, or when you start a parade and you set a notification that it will tell you when the parade ended, there's your 2-hour timer.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So you can kind of use timers in that way.
You could do parade ended, that's 2 hours.
Right.
And then your 4-hour with Merlin, and then your 6-hour when the parade cooldown has ended, right?
Right. Yep.
So they kind of alternate each other.
So there's lots of different ways to kind of do it in that way. But also if you actually like just timers, I mean, I'm simplistic, and I just like one, and sometimes I'll set timers. I'll just tell Siri, hey Siri, set a timer for whatever, so I can check it. So, anyway, I've seen people, sorry, I got off track. I've seen people that have these timers. It's like an app that has 4 different timers going, and you can like label your timers and like do all these things. And like, you could do that, it's, definitely something, that people have apps for. So I think that an actual timer in DMK might not be cool, or not, I won't say cool, might not be the best idea, but using the notification system as timers works really well. Okay, those are the feature reports I have. Do I have one more? Let me see right here. Hold on one quick second. I think someone wrote in about something. I might have missed it. Yeah, I'm sorry if I missed your feature report, but definitely send it over to me in any one of our various ways: Discord, Twitter, Facebook, whatever. Email it to me, and I'll get it on next week's show. Cool. All right, now we're gonna go around the community.
Yes.
All right, Tom Wright, the Around the Kingdom's official concept designer, has come up with a concept that I'm very excited to share for a Finding Nemo, Finding Dory event idea. So it's always fun to do a Tom Wright concept before the event begins, when we have no information, to see how close he gets. He's been very close on some of the previous ones that we've done. So it's always fun to talk about it a little bit. Alison, do you have this up in front of you?
Yes.
So why don't you take us through the concept this week?
Okay, first I gotta say, Tom, I love his ideas. He's so brilliant, and he's so creative that he comes up with. I look forward to seeing these each time he does one. I loved his Pinocchio one. It's fantastic. So this one looks really, really awesome. So Tom thinks that we will get a combined Finding Nemo and Finding Dory event with possible 9 new characters. Nemo. Set 1 would be Nemo, Dory, and Marlin. Set 2 would be Crush, Squirt, and Gil. He believes that Squirt would be a premium character. And then set 3 would be Bruce, also premium, and then Hank and Destiny.
Isn't Squirt the
no,
little
Squirt's the little turtle.
Oh yeah. My bad. It's been a while. Sorry. Yes.
And then so 5 new attractions. The Reef, that would be just beautiful.
Yes.
The Shark's Lair / submarine. P. Sherman Fish Tank, that would be hysterical. He believes that the Crush Coaster, there would be a Crush Coaster, which is that in a park somewhere? No, I don't think it's in Orlando, but I think I might be totally off, but I thought that was like a real kind of thing. Anyway, thinks that Crush Coaster would be a premium attraction, and then the Marine Life Institute.
Yeah.
And I like those.
The marine, I bet the Marine Life. I could see the Marine Life Institute being like the size of Omnidroid City, right? And
You have to decide if you wanted to level up Jack Jack, or if you wanted to level up some of your fighting. Just rotate it out.
Yeah.
Then 3 new concession stands.
So wait, let's stop for a second. So,
okay.
So we have the characters, right? So obviously some of them are water bound. A lot of them are water bound, which is we have quite a handful of water bound characters already. We have Ursula, we have King Triton, we have half of Ariel, we have Flounder. I think those are the only water bound.
Yep.
Yeah, because Sebastian's on land. So the question is do they open up a wider array of water area, or do they just kind of let people, do they just kind of put people in those areas? Do you think that they're going to open up?
They're easier to click on. Triton gets me every time.
But he's not worse than Tinkerbell at the castle.
That's true.
Yes, I click that castle every time.
I know.
But yeah, so definitely opening up some land is something we have to think about. Whether we actually get a plot of land, like it would be cool if we got a plot of land and then like around that land with some more water.
Yes.
To kind of take advantage of.
It would be very cool if you could put some of these attractions, for instance, the reef, in the water. That would be very cool.
Couldn't agree with you more. I thought that's how Te Fiti should have worked for the Moana event, and and I think that it would be really cool to have a water attraction, almost like a static attraction, like a permanent attraction, right? Where if you earned it, it stayed in your kingdom. Like you didn't have to worry about putting it away because it was in the water.
Yeah. That would be so cool. Kind of like how that pirate ship is all the way by all the water.
Yeah.
Hanging out there, unlocked.
Yeah, I think that the by Prince Eric's castle up in the corner would be a cool place to unlock for this event. So, but okay, so all right, so let's move on.
So Tom thinks that we might have 3 new concessions, and his ideas would be a bubble tea stand, which is super fun, Nemo balloons, and the Dory hat stand. And since I love concessions, I can't wait to see my kids with all of those, because that would be hysterical and awesome. Dory hats. I mean, can you imagine kids? That would be awesome. I love that.
I would love it.
Yeah. And then his guess is 4 new decorations. The sea sponge decor, or deco. Bubble blower. Just keep swimming sign. I love that. And then golden goggles statue.
I think that's really awesome. I love that for the leaderboard event.
Yeah, I love that too. And then he thinks for a new parade float, we would have a design based on Mr. Ray and the sea creatures and the mine seagull.
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine?
Yeah.
Mine?
Mine?
Mine? Mine? Yes, that would be awesome. It would be even better if you could, like, how you can like zoom in on attractions and like hear a little song. If you zoomed in and you heard mine.
Oh,
yes, it would be the best. That'd be the best.
Yeah.
I think this is spot on. I think that these are some fantastic ideas.
They need to hire Tom.
Yeah, I love it. So we will post this up. If I forget to, Tom, go ahead and put this up in our group. And the Disney Magical Kingdom Champions group, where he also publishes a lot of his cool stuff. So make sure to check him out. We have some other exclusives coming to us in the next few weeks, including a Brave concept that I'm super excited to talk about. So yeah, thank you, Tom, for making some awesome content.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I guess we're getting just about to the end of the show here. The other thing around the kingdom are that Wreck-It Ralph chests are available now for the price of 60 gems each, or $9.99 for a 6-pack. The Heroes Duty decoration game is not in these chests. It is the only one that I didn't get from the whole event.
Yeah, me too.
And I actually opened a ticket to see what was going on with that, and they said it's just not available now. So,
Womp, womp, womp.
yeah. All right. So we did get one new 5-star rating. So thank you. And the same person, probably, it was a new 5-star review. Woo! From Lovapug7. I love pugs too, by the way. I think it's so cute how they snort and how they snore. Anyway, says favorite podcast. I look forward to the new episodes each week. I feel like I'm sitting with friends when I listen. I also enjoy hearing strategies and tips from other players. I've learned a lot about the game from listening. Thank you, Love a Pug. I always love the feedback, and thanks for helping us to get seen by other people as well. I'm really glad you enjoy the show. All right, Alison.
Yes.
It's the end of the show. We got any shout-outs?
I do. I gotta always shout out my little Eli boy, my son, who has his own little kingdom now. So Eli, I love you, and you're the best. And yeah, I love that you play this game with me. And my little Mari girl, who loves to collect my magic, alongside of me. So yep, my kiddos.
All right. Well, shout-outs that I have today go just to the community. Our Facebook group's been hopping. Discord's been going on. Even without me, they're still chatting away. And I'm super excited. I just really love the community that we've built from the ground up. Every one of you that's been sitting here in Facebook chat, thank you so much. I haven't been able to really pay too much attention to the Facebook chat today, but everyone, MTS McClure, Elliot, Darlene, Daniel's in the house, Josh Hamilton, Ryan John Ellis, always putting a smiley face and a star. David is in the house. Everyone that's just been a big part of, making the shows awesome. So thank you to each and every one of you. All right. If you want to be more involved with our show, you can follow us on Twitter at ATK Podcast and like our Facebook page at facebook.com/ATK Podcast. Here you will find out before anyone else about any breaking news that we hear, information on contests and giveaways, when new shows are published, and of course my ramblings and photos from my day-to-day playing. The show's Facebook group is up, and it's a great way to easily interact with me, Alison, who is the other head honcho over at the group, and with everyone else in the community. We all talk about our favorite game. The link to our group will be in the show notes and can also be found on the show's main Facebook page. Also, you can write into the show. Our email address is aroundthekingdompodcast, all one word, aroundthekingdompodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about the show, what's working, what's terrible, or any other topic you want to write in about, or even if you just want to say hi. We are now on YouTube, so if you want to watch the show and see me and my awesome guests, over there, then head on over and subscribe to the channel, like the video, and smash the bell to get notified when a new show goes live. The link to our channel will be in the show notes. And also, don't forget to join our Discord channel to chat with us as well. If you want to help support the show, please head on over to iTunes, subscribe to the podcast, and leave us a 5-star review. Doing this is quick and easy, costs you nothing, but helps us greatly to be seen by other people so they can enjoy the show also. All 5-star reviews will be read at the end of each episode. Listening to the show is all we could really ask for, but if you do want to help support us in another way, please check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/aroundthekingdom. We have a goal of getting 2 more Patreons to our show for the month of August, so you can be that person that helps us get there. We will have some sort of bonus content. We just need 2 new Patreons at the end of August. So please, this is a great way to show your support to the show for about $1 an episode. All Patreons will get a special shout out at the beginning of every episode. Again, it's patreon.com/aroundthekingdom. The link will be in the show notes. Thanks again for joining us this week. I am Steve Squirrel for myself and Allison. We hope you have a great night, and we will see you around the kingdom next week.
Bye.